Good morning, children. So, let's continue with the grassland. A lion lives in a forest or a grassland and is a strong animal that can hunt and kill animals like deer. So, it is light brown in color. Look at the picture of a lion and that of a deer. How are the eyes placed in the face of these two animals? Are they in the front or on the side of the face? Now you have to underline C. Lions have the eyes right in front and these deers have the eyes on the sides of the face. So they have eyes in the front, like lion has eyes in the front so that he can calculate the distance of the prey. Okay, and this deer has eyes on the sides of the face so that it can see all around if any predator is coming, so he'll run away, right? So this is one of the adaptation. Another one, lions have long claws in their front legs that can be withdrawn inside the toes. So those claws can be withdrawn inside. It goes inside, it comes out whenever it is needed. Do the features of a lion help it in any way to survive? Yes, of course. Its light brown color helps it to hide it in the grassland. So all the grasses, they all are dry grassland, becomes brown color. So it hides when it hunts for the prey. The eyes in front of the face allow it to have a correct idea about the location of its prey. So these are the adaptation of this lion. And what about deer? Deer also has some adaptation. That is why deer is surviving. So a deer is another animal that lives in the forest and grasslands. It has strong teeth for chewing hard plant stems of the forest. So strong teeth it has. A deer needs to know about the presence of predator. What is predator? Animals like lion, that makes it their prey. In order to run away from them and not become their prey, so they have strong legs. Okay, they run very fast. It has long ears to hear the movements of the predator. The eyes on the sides of its head allow it to look in all directions for danger. The speed of the deer helps them to run away from the predators. So these are the adaptations of deer. Now there are many other features of the lion and deer or other animals and plants that help them to survive in their habitat. So here we are done with the grassland. Now moving to aquatic. So in some aquatic habitats, we'll see oceans. We already discussed how fish are adapted to live in the sea. Now many other animals have streamlined bodies to help them to move easily in water. There are some sea animals like squids and octopus which do not have the streamlined shape. They stay deeper in the oceans near the seabed and catch the prey that moves towards them. However, when they move in water, they make their body shape streamlined. Okay, so these animals have gills to help them to use the oxygen which is dissolved in the water. Now there are some sea animals like dolphins and whales. They do not have gills. So how do they breathe? They breathe in air through nostrils or blowholes. How do they breathe? They breathe through their nostrils or blowholes that are located on the upper part of their heads. Now this allows them to breathe in the air when they swim near the surface of the water. So they can stay inside the water for a long time without breathing. They come out of the surface from time to time to breathe in air. So they come out, these whales and dolphins, they come out. Did you ever see this interesting activity of dolphins in the television program or films or ocean life? Yes, of course, we always see this. Now, ponds and lakes. Now, we'll talk about the plants. Have you seen plants growing in the ponds, lakes, rivers, and even some drains? Go on a field trip to a nearby pond if possible and try to observe the kinds of plants that are seen there. Observe the leaves, stem, and roots of these plants. Some of these plants have their roots fixed in the soil below the water surface. Now, here you will see, children, there are two types of plants. There are three types of plants actually. One of the water plant, you can see the roots are grounded here in the seabed. Another one is, you can see they are floating. Here they are floating, right? So they have different types of roots. So some are floating, some have their roots fixed in the soil, okay? And some plants are, you can see this, it is completely submerged in the water. Those plants which are completely submerged in the water, they are still alive. Yeah. So in terrestrial habitats or in terrestrial plants means those plants which are on the land. Okay. Roots normally play a very important role in the absorption of the nutrients and water from the soil. However, in aquatic plants, roots are much reduced in size and their main function is to hold the plant in place. Okay, this is the main function of the root in the aquatic plant. What is the main function? Is to hold the plant in place. The stem of these plants are long, hollow and light. Why they are hollow and light? So that they keep floating. The stems grow up to the surface of the water while the leaves and flowers float on the surface of the water. Now, some aquatic plants are submerged in water. Now, all parts of such plants are underwater. Some of these plants have narrow, thin ribbon-like leaves. They have narrow, thin ribbon-like leaves and these can be bent in the floating water. In some submerged plants, leaves are often highly divided through which water can easily flow through it without damaging them. So this is important question. Why the leaves are highly divided? Why they are divided? So that water can easily flow through them without damaging them. Okay. Now moving to frogs. Frogs usually live in ponds. Frogs can stay both inside the water as well as move on land. They have strong back legs that help them in leaping and hopping. Okay, they hop, they leap and catching their prey. They have webbed feet which help them to swim in the water. We have discussed only a few common animals and plants compared to the wide variety that live in different habitats. You may also have noticed that a very wide variety in plants around you. There are a wide variety of plants around you when you prepared a herbarium. Yes, you all prepared a herbarium. So as a part of your activity, so imagine the kind of variety that you could see in a herbarium of leaves of plants from all regions of the earth. Children, only one topic is left. 9.4 characteristics of organisms. In this topic, whatever topics are there and now subtopics are there, we already know about it. So, do all organisms need food, right? And then we have next topic is living organisms, their excretion, how do they respond. There are a lot of topics which we already know, but we are going to see just one topic, and that is, do all organisms respond to stimuli? Rest all the topics are cancelled, they are deleted, but they all are already repeated topics, that is why we have deleted. So we'll see the last topic. How do you respond if you suddenly step on a sharp object like a thorn while walking barefoot? How do you feel when you see or think about your favorite food? You suddenly move from a dark place into a bright sunlight. What happens? Your eyes shut themselves automatically for a moment and till they adjust to the changed bright light. Now, your favorite food, bright light, and a thorn. In the above situations are some of the examples of changes in the surroundings. All of us respond immediately to such changes. Now, changes in our surrounding, please underline, changes in our surrounding that makes us respond to them are called stimuli. Okay, changes in our surrounding that makes us respond to them are called stimuli. Do other animals also respond to stimuli? Observe the behavior of animals when food is served to them. Do you find them suddenly becoming active on seeing the food? When you move towards a bird, what does it do? Run away. What do? They run away. Wild animals run away when the bright light is flashed towards them. Similarly, cockroaches begin to move to their hiding places if the light in the kitchen is switched on at night. So, can you give some more examples of the response of the animals to stimuli? Now, you have to give some examples. Now, do plants also respond to stimuli? Flowers of some plants bloom only at night. In some plants, flowers close after sunset. In some plants like mimosa, that is touch me not, leaves close or fold when someone touches them. So these are some of the examples of the responses of plants towards the changes of the surrounding. Children, these are the questions which can be asked. What are the different stimuli you find in the plants? So you have to write, some plants bloom at night, some plant closes at sunset, some plants like mimosa close and fold when someone touches them. Okay, so these are some of the examples, children. This is on the plant. Then animals, these are the animals thing written over here. Take this paragraph as a very important paragraph. Okay, so here there is one activity, children. This activity you can do. Place a potted plant in a room a little away from the window through which sunlight enters sometime during the day. Continue watering the plant for a few days. Does the plant grow upright like plants out of the window? Note the directions in which it bends. Okay, if it is not growing upright, do you think this may be the response to some stimulus? All living things respond to the changes around them. So children, you can see that the plant which is kept here, you can see the plant is kept here, and this plant is not growing upright. It is growing towards the sun. Okay, right? So phototropism, later you will learn that it respond to the sunlight, and hence they grow towards the sunlight, right? So it is also the response towards the surrounding, right? So here we are actually done with the chapter, because rest of the topic, living organism and excretion, these topics we already know. Reproduction, okay, these are the germination we have already seen. So these topics we already have seen. Do all organisms move? Okay, what then in life? So since we are already done with these chapters, so we are not repeating all these topics. So stimuli is the only topic in 9.4 which we have to retain. Okay, so here we are done with the chapter, and children, you have to do this textbook exercises in the book. All the question answers are already been sent to you. I'll send today also the question answers for today, and this fill in the blanks you have to do on your own. Okay, so here we are done with the chapter. Tomorrow, it's Wednesday, right? Tomorrow we are going to start our next chapter, chapter number 10. All right.